good evening. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. This is Blueprint Explosive Exclusive and I'm Hina Gambhir. And today, viewers, we want to put the spotlight on something that is like a new scam in town, something that is happening on a regular basis. And here I'm talking about digital arrest. It can happen to anybody just with the use of your phone. Now, how can you protect yourself? That's what we are going to be focusing on over the next 30 minutes. Now, scams over telephone have led to several people suffering financial losses. But this may be the first instant in which one such attempted fraud allegedly cost a woman her life. In a tragic incident in Uttar Pradesh's Agra, a woman died of a heart attack following an extortion call after the victim received a WhatsApp call from a man pretending to be a police officer who claimed that her daughter had been arrested for being linked to a sex racket case. That's right. The scammer asked the victim to deposit 1 lakh rupees in a particular account to ensure that her daughter returned home safe. And no case was filed. Now, after the phone call, this woman called her son and informed him about the entire incident. Later, the call was found to be fake. But this incident, viewers, took a massive toll on the woman's health. And she died because of a heart attack after the trauma that she had to go through. Listen in.
एक व्यक्ति जिनका नाम सुचरण वर्मा है अभी पुलिस के पास तहरीर लेके आते हैं। बोलते हैं कि उनकी पत्नी जो मालती वर्मा है उनका हृदय गति रुकने के कारण 30 तारीख को देहांत हो गया है। उसका कारण ये रहा कि उनकी पत्नी को एक कॉल आता है जो कि अजनेरा में टीचर थी कि आपकी बेटी के स्कैंडल में पकड़ी गई है और आप अभी 1 लाख रुपए दे दीजिए तब हम आपकी बेटी को रिहा करेंगे। इस पर वो बहुत परेशान हो जाती हैं। जब घर आती हैं तो उनकी बेटी भी उनको घर पे मिलती है। इन सभी को लेके तहरीर हमने ले ली है। इस पर पूरी जांच करा रहे हैं। जहां से नंबर आया सारी चीज़ों की हम लोग डिटेल्स निकालेंगे और इस पर आवश्यक कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
About a month ago, chairperson of Vardhaman Group, SP Oswal, also fell victim to a cyber fraud scheme that cost him 7 crore rupees. That's right. And this, viewers, was one of the biggest cyber crimes in India's history. The scammers also sent Oswal a fake arrest warrant through WhatsApp and convinced him to transfer 7 crore rupees to facilitate the bail proceedings, claiming that he was under digital arrest. And this is something that you all need to be extremely careful about. This new thing, digital arrest, the way people are now scamming innocent people through WhatsApp. Now, after a complaint was filed, 2 suspects from Assam and Bengal were arrested following this incident, and 5.2 crore rupees have been recovered by the police. And viewers, let's also now tell you a little bit about, some of the other big and online digital scams that currently are taking place or that have in fact taken place in the country. Let's take you across some big digital scams that are prevalent these days, and your kin is involved in a particular crime, and at the same time there are banking scams where free gifts, the messages come that you have won a free gift worth rupees 5,000, 10,000, and then there is use of fear tactics as well. Your account has been blocked. These kind of messages when you receive, so just be very, very cautious because even that can be a scam. Then there is a fake IRCTC app as well, spyware masquerading as official IRCTC app has been found. Now, just be very cautious of that also. Even that is a scam. Festival season is coming. Number of frauds are also going to go up. Fraud links are usually floated online to target shoppers. So if you're shopping a lot online these days, then just be very, very cautious of the fake links, because the link that you are going to click, that could be a scam also. Then these days, there are a lot of income tax refund scams as well, wherein you get messages which urge people to update their account details to receive tax refunds. So just be very, very cautious. Just check all the details properly before clicking on any such link that you receive in a message. Now, the thing is, it can happen with anybody. We all can fall prey to it because the methods, the means that are being used by these scamsters, by these fraudsters are very, very sophisticated. They look very genuine. So you can't really make out whether the call you're getting is fake or it's genuine. So how can you protect yourself? That's what we are going to discuss this evening. We have Pawan Duggal, who is a cybersecurity expert, joining us on the broadcast. And we have AK Jain, former DGP Uttar Pradesh, also live with us this evening. Good evening to both of you. Thank you for joining us here on Times Now. Mr. AK Jain, I'd like to begin the discussion with you because the case that we are highlighting this evening is from Uttar Pradesh. A woman lost her life. Digital arrests are taking place. The question is, how can we protect ourselves? And even if we manage to protect ourselves, just imagine the kind of trauma, because the modus operandi is such that they keep you engaged on a video call, these scamsters, for hours at times.
It's a very unfortunate incident. I have been posted twice at Agra in police. She was a teacher, an assistant teacher in a school in Agra. And when she was teaching, she received the call. I think she should have taken her son, daughter into confidence, and she should have faith on her children. Instead of all that, she asked her son to deposit 1 lakh rupees. Son told her that sister is safe and sound, and she has come back from college, and nothing has happened. But as you said, that it took toll on her health, and she suffered, I think, a heart attack. It's a very unfortunate incident. I have urged Agra police to take very stringent action against these scamsters, because it is very important that action should be taken in such cases. I can only say this much. Mr. Duggal will throw more light on this. He is an expert.
Absolutely.
That no video call should be accepted from an unknown number. And such scamsters, everybody knows now that this is going on a big scale in the country. One shouldn't fall prey to all these things. I'm surprised that Padma Bhushan, Mr. Oswal, he was also duped, and one should take a stand. Digital arrest is nothing. It's just a psychological a warfare against you, a strategy against you, that you keep on sitting there, don't move, so that you can't talk to people, you can't ring up your near and dear ones. So one has to be very cautious, and it's a very, very unfortunate incident which has occurred at Ashnera in Agra.
Mr. Jain, you've raised some pertinent points, and of course we all are aware that, it is happening on a regular basis. But Mr. Pawan Duggal, now advisories, of course, are coming repeatedly as well. But, we also have to understand that it's a very sophisticated web of deceit that people are falling prey to. The video calls at times we receive, how do we as consumers, as users of mobile phones and various applications, decide whether a call that's coming to us as a video call, whether it's genuine or fake?
Clearly, we have seen that we are now all suffering from a new disease. It's called FOMO, the fear of losing out or missing out. The fact is that post-COVID-19, two important elements have become an integral part of our lives. One is fear and the other one is panic. Cyber criminals have gone ahead and weaponized these very two elements, being fear and panic. And today it's not very, very difficult to put anybody in a fear, psychosis, or in a panicky condition. That's the primary objective why cyber criminals came up with the digital arrest as a distinctive new manifestation or avatar of cybercrime. Well, the fact is, yes, we don't want to miss out anything, but the time has come where we have to realize that we are in the center of the digital Kurukshetra warfield. We are going to be targeted from 24/7 on a 24/7 basis from 360 degrees. That being so, we have to go ahead and try to protect ourselves. That's our primary bounden duty to our own selves. And for that, it's important that we have to inculcate an element of distrust and mistrust in our respective mindsets. Let's not believe anything that we see or that we hear till such time we have gone ahead and independently verified the authenticity or the correctness of the same. That's the nut result of what has to be the guiding mantra for all users. Otherwise, whether you are uneducated, whether you are educated, you'll all become victims of digital arrest, because once you are tricked off in terms of in the direction of being panicky, well, you tend to lose your rational, logical thinking process. And that's a time you don't mind giving away whatever you have, so long as that can actually ensure the safety of your friends or family or your near and dear ones. So I think it's a new mindset that is required to be inculcated by all digital users. Otherwise, this is going to be a new phenomenon.
Right. You know, what you're saying is important. Whether you're educated, uneducated, literate, illiterate, that doesn't really matter, because this can happen with anybody. We have seen these cyber criminals posing as law enforcement officials, you know, and that scares people because that's the situation. So very quickly, one last word from both of you. Closing comment. Mr. Pavan Duggal, to you first. Do you think perhaps something more needs to be done from the government side to ensure people are aware of what is happening? There are enough, you know, do's and don'ts in place for people, because even though government is doing its own bit, but it's not reaching the people who are the end users, and that's why all this is happening. Quick comment, Mr. Duggal, and then Mr. A.K. Jain. What is the solution?
Three things that the government needs to do. Number one, come up with new distinctive legal frameworks to cover digital arrest, because digital arrest does not get covered under the Information Technology Act 2000 and the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Number two, we need to effectively enforce the provisions of law so as to regain the confidence of people. And number three, we need to go for whole-scale capacity building and awareness creation amongst users, warning them through social media, through mass media communication channels that, look, this is something that's knocking on your doors. You please don't be falling prey to these kinds of cyber crimes. Ultimately, creating more culture of cyber security and cyber awareness will go a long way towards meeting with the challenges of digital arrest.
Mr. A.K. Jain, quick comment. What is it that the cops, the police can really do at this point in time?
I think capacity building should be in police department also. I think our hackers and computer experts should be employed by the governments, and they should train the policemen. And unless and until policemen get proper training and they know the methodology, they won't be able to catch these people easily, because many of them are based outside the country also. So blocking the numbers and all these things, police has to be technically savvy, and only then they can handle these in the last, I think, 1 year, I have also received 20-30 such calls and messages. So you can imagine the magnitude of this problem.
And we all receive it almost on an hourly basis. I mean, you know, but, you know, we are cautious, but then at times we can slip because it's difficult to identify, as I said, whether something is fake or genuine. And when it comes to something about our loved ones, we do get worried. So they are actually playing, in fact, specifically on this issue of fear and panic, as Mr. Duggal also mentioned. Appreciate both of you gentlemen, Mr. Pavan Duggal and A.K. Jain, for joining us here on Times Now on this debate.